thank you for making the time to talk to DC Comics News, Amber. It's a real honor for us. Do you want to give our fans just a bit of an overview or a summary of yourself and where you've come from?
Okay. So my name's Amber. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I moved to Los Angeles at 18 years old, all by myself. It was very scary. I went to a performing arts college for 4 years, and I got my bachelor's in theater and performing and everything you could ever think of in performing based. I have a daytime job. I have an amazing agent. I have an amazing family, even though I don't get to see them as much. And yeah, I'm just doing the thing that artists do.
Absolutely. And it's so important, isn't it, to have that support network around you and to have people on that journey with you. As an artist, what has been, I guess, some of the inspiration around you, whether it's previous artists in the industry or, what's been that inspiration and what made you get into entertainment?
So my dad.
Okay.
My dad definitely showed me the ropes of performing, because my dad is, he was in a band. He was like a bass player, he played the guitar. And so he would always like play music for us and put on shows. And, he was on his way to making it to the top. And then he had me. And then, things changed in the atmosphere for our family. And so I realized, I was like, I really like this. And I thought I was a singer, and I wanted to be a singer, and I would put on like songs for my family. And, as I got older, cause like, I didn't like, I never really thought of acting, cause like I was so young when it started. I just wanted to be a singer, or like, kind of like a Taylor Swift type of thing.
Yeah.
And so, then that, as I got older, I was like, wait, I really like acting. And so I would put on plays for my family, and, and of course, being that young, like I didn't think it was going to go as far as it is right now, which is amazing. But I do have to say, like I always say my dad showed me the ropes, but my mom helped me get there. Because my mom is like my number one supporter and believer. She's been through me through everything. And, she's the one that kind of was like, all right, you're getting on that plane and you're going. And you're not coming back until you do it.
That's amazing.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did. You absolutely
Okay.
did. Your inspiration, your inspiration has been your family and your parents, and your dad and your mum have played two very distinctive roles in you getting where you are today, which it's
two
incredible.
Different roles, both two great different roles.
Yeah. The link or the relationship between being an artist and then linking that with pop culture and you being a pop culture fan in general, and we'll get to the eventual topic that we both want to talk about, but I'm just trying to lead up to that. So how did you get connected with pop culture in general, whether it's comic books, whether it's DC Comics, but so when did you first get introduced to pop culture?
So I feel like many people, I can't really pinpoint it, because I was always kind of like nerdy.
That's cool. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, so I was like, I had like nerdy friends, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not the most educated on DC and Marvel and all that. Like it takes time. Like even the people that know about the world still, I feel like, is learning things, because there's so much to learn.
Absolutely.
But I would have to say, like, I've always been more of a DC fan than Marvel. But I love both. But like when you're young, your parents influence you. And so my mom was a really big DC fan. And so I was always surrounded by Batman. Like it was always Batman. I remember I even had Batman like shirts and posters at a very young age. And, when you're that young, you don't always like know what's going on. You just know it's, this guy dressed as a bat, he has a cape and he's beating up people. And then as you get older, you're like, oh, okay, it's Bruce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to say my mom definitely had a really big part in showing me who the Bat world, the Bat family and all that is. My dad wasn't really a big part of superheroes, And then, like I said, in high school and middle school, I had a couple of friends who like were heavy comic book readers. So that's they helped me out too, like would teach me things. And yeah.
Well, we have one cool thing in common because I'm a massive Batman fan. And even though
I know, I see.
Yeah, Batman's been a huge part of my life. But anyway, this is not about me; it's about you. But yeah, it's good. It's good that we've got that in common. So when did the link happen between Batman and Batgirl? How was that? How did that transpire?
I remember just being a younger version of me wanting to be her.
Right.
I was like, oh my gosh, that's literally, because like a young Amber was thinking, that's like a girl version of Batman. Like
Absolutely.
I could be that. And it's such a great, like, Batgirl is such a great role model because, you know, like when you're young and you're like a female and you just see all these men, you know, no offense, you see all these men, you're like, gosh, like I want to do that. Can I do that? And then, you know, here comes Barbara Gordon showing us we can do it.
Absolutely. And that's a really good segue into the next topic around all this, which is the stance that women have in pop culture and the importance that we have in balancing out powerful male characters and powerful female characters. And it's really come to fruition in the last probably, 5-6 years with the likes of Wonder Woman in the DC world.
Mm-hmm.
And, what's your opinion and what's your take on the importance that people, or the prioritization that people have or the fans have now to say, hey, it's not okay that it's a male-dominated thing anymore. That we need powerful women in to balance things out. So what's your take on that?
For sure, I definitely think that's what we need. I think it's good to have both. I think I don't think one should be more higher than the other. I definitely think right now it's definitely more male right now. So I think, once we level it out to equal, like that'd be really sweet. And like I said, I just think that's what we need. Yeah. I also think we need new faces in the industry. I think we need like different body sizes, because in some of these comics or, figurines and pictures, this is kind of like off topic, but Batgirl isn't a size 2. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with size 2s, but she's not. Harley Quinn, she's more like a ballerina, acrobat, so she's more skinny. You know what I mean? Batgirl like fights. She trains. You know what I mean? She does judo and kickboxing. Like she has muscle. And so I think that's another thing we need to start showing young females, like somebody to look up to. Because for me, there was a couple celebrities I could look up to when I was younger, but not a lot. Like I was a chunkier, curvier girl. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I agree. It's important. Like from a role model perspective, we want to be able to look at actors, different shapes, different sizes, and depending on where we are in our personal lives, we'll be able to model ourselves on those people, right? On characters. And I think building different personas of the character is okay. Like we can have 2 or 3 different personas of Batgirl, and that'll resonate with all those girls out there, and even guys for that matter. But on Batgirl, we've definitely had a few different personas on Batgirl in the comic books.
Oh yeah.
I personally think the one famous story is centered around when we see the Joker shoot Barbara Gordon and paralyze her, and she goes through that whole identity crisis, and she finds another way to be that iconic hero. For you, what do you have a favorite story or a favorite image or a comic book of Batgirl that you resonate with?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of personal, but whatever. I think this is what they want to hear. So recently, like this week, I've been having some like ear troubles. I've been having like ringing in my ears or clogged or something. So I'm going to get it checked. And I put everything on hold for like 4 to 5 days. Like I was in bed, I had migraines. Like I was like, I could be losing my hearing. I'm probably not. But, thinking the worst, I was like, this is it. Like I felt defeated. And my friend looked at me and was like, did Barbara Gordon stop? And I literally was like, you are so right. And I just started crying. And so it's so funny you asked that, because right now I'm hearing ringing in my ear, and literally starting today, I decided to put my life wasn't off track, but it was like, I was in that rut where I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Of course, when I'm doing so great in life, this would happen, And my friend literally just looks at me and goes, would Barbara Gordon do that? No, So I just been tapping in my inner Barbara Gordon in that moment where she became paralyzed and she didn't stop. She kept going. And I say this all the time, but it's so crazy how a comic book character can teach you so much. I'm going to try not to get emotional because it's been a hard week. So
no, absolutely. I totally resonate with you. Like I've personally drawn inspiration from Batman in all different phases of my life. And even though it's a fictional character, the philosophy and the meaning behind that character, we draw inspiration from that. And the one thing I've loved about Batman is that he doesn't have any superpowers and he's a human being. And he's fundamentally flawed as a human being. And I think that's the link, that's the relationship we have with a character like that. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
They're great.
I think that's awesome. If you were cast as Batgirl in a movie and you had the option of influencing the story or coming up with your flavor of the story you would want to tell, have you thought about what that would look like or the things that you would want in telling a story?
Yeah, I think that it should be set where Barbara is in college, because I look like I'm in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta play it out like that. Definitely she's in college. She is learning to deal with her normal life and her secret identity beating up crime life. Like that nice contrast.
Yeah.
And then boy trouble, school trouble with homework and all of that. I think definitely showing the audience the normal aspect of life for her and what she has to go through, along with dealing with Gotham and all the bad people and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. She'd be challenged with two different parts of her life.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's like the first movie, or how the first movie should be like, oh, and then she's Oracle. I think it could possibly build up to Oracle. You know what I mean? Because I think Batgirl is just like a story in herself, and then Oracle's a story in herself, and then she goes back into Batgirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a bit of an evolution through
it takes
her journey.
Time. It shouldn't be all thrown in one movie.
Yeah. What type of villain would you want to face off against?
I like Penguin.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Harley. Oh gosh, like if I could meet Margot Robbie, I would probably die.
Batgirl versus Harley Quinn. That would be an epic battle.
It would be.
Absolutely.
It'd be so cool. And then I just love Joker because he's iconic. But like, there's so much Joker stuff happening right now that it probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The costume is a very powerful element of the character, obviously. Sure. What resonates with you as far as what would your image of Batgirl be?
So I really like the Batgirl of Burnside outfit, the purple blue with the yellow, let's say combat boots. I know they're not combat boots. There's a specific name for them. I almost bought them, but I think they were sold out because of WonderCon.
Okay.
And then like the belt.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely Batgirl of Burnside. I think it's just young and spunky. And I saw the new Batgirl the new outfit, like the newest outfit, and I really liked that too.
Okay.
I liked how the things were coming out from her hair.
Yeah, yeah.
In the mask, but I feel like, you know, with that, it can go either way. I like both of those, but
Yeah,
that
right.
that Batgirl Burnside is the outfit I actually like.
Yeah, right. Okay. Choice of transportation. Would you be riding around on a motorbike, or would you be swinging from the buildings of Gotham?
Do I have to pick one, or can I pick both?
You could pick both if you like.
I'm gonna pick both.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Like I grew up, like I said, I'm from the country, so I grew up riding quads, dirt bikes. My dad had he was like not like a full motorcycle gang, but he was like part of a motorcycle gang. So I grew up like getting thrown on a motorcycle with my dad. So I would learn how to do it.
You can do it anyway. That's fine. You don't need a stunt person to do it for you. You do it yourself.
I really don't want a stunt person unless I'm jumping out of an airplane.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Can't do that.
And what about the physical side? Would we need to put you through some self-defense classes, or have you got that covered?
I say about medium. I think everybody could learn. Even like the best of the best has to go through training.
Yeah.
So definitely, I'm not the best of the best. So I would definitely have to go through training, but I'm not ignorant to it. You know, I took stunt classes in college, so that kind of like puts me in good position. And my mom put me through women's self-defense and kickboxing, which is really good.
Oh, wow. Okay. You're in a good spot. Like, we're not starting from ground zero here. You look like her. That photo I sent you over Twitter, it was very, very close. And that's why I sent it to you. So I think I think from the physical attributes, you look like Barbara Gordon. You know, you're a great fit. You're absolutely a great fit. You've got my vote for whatever it's worth. And so
thank you. And that's worth a ton. That's worth a ton. I promise you.
Yeah. With the current DC, with the current DC universe and with the films that have come out and so forth, do you have a favorite film at the moment as far as things that you've preferred?
Like my favorite film right now?
Your favorite DC film? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, The Dark Knight Rises trilogy, and I'm gonna say it, and I might get hate, but I liked it. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, right. Okay. The Harley Quinn persona, I think, was definitely on point and was very
good. She's so talented.
So good. So good that the parallels between that persona and the comic books was very, very accurate and very, very, very close.
Yeah, she really studied her character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really studied.
Besides Batgirl, do you have any other DC characters that resonate with you, whether they're female or male? Do you have a close second?
Yeah, I really like playing psychotic characters. I've realized that in college. I really like doing it. So, but like, I would want to do, so I would like to do a girl version of Joker, but not like Harley Quinn. Because a lot of people think, oh, girl version of Joker is Harley Quinn. Because like Harley Quinn's different than Joker. You know what I mean? They're two different energies. Yeah. But I would take Joker's energy, and obviously I'm a girl, so I would make it like a girl and like add my own twist to it a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. We've got
I really like Joker.
Yeah. We've got an original character there. That's very interesting.
Thank you.
There's been some debates online, and some of the debates have been off the back of some articles that we've written on DC Comics News around if we create a film, some fans like a film to be packed with multiple villains or multiple heroes. As a personal fan, if I separate myself from my websites, as a personal fan, I love origin films. I love Christian Bale's Batman Begins, because even though there were a couple of villains in that film, the audience can build a relationship with the core character, say in your case being Batgirl, and one villain and one main villain. So the story is kind of simplified, but it's not saturated with 3 or 4 villains that Batgirl would have to come up against. What's your take on that? Like, how would how would you structure that? Would you want to be taking on 3 or 4 villains as Batgirl in a film, or would you want to focus the story on one detrimental character who's trying to, pull your world apart?
I think for the first movie, it should just be kind of focused on one villain.
Yep.
And then maybe like if there's more movies, it could be a new villain or a couple villains. But I think for the first movie, it should be really grounded and not scattered, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it makes sense. Yeah.
As like our attention spans are getting like slower and slower these days. So I feel like, Batgirl is very loved. Barbara's very loved. And so it's kind of like with this movie, I feel like it's either going to be like a big hit or like a big miss because people are so critical.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. I think there's been a lot of unfair dialogue on social media around the scrutiny, particularly around DC films. And I feel like some films are targeted before they even come out.
So judged. That's like with anything.
Yeah. And I think the impression I've had over the years, over recent times, particularly with Zack Snyder's films, is that it's almost popular to drag those films down and to be so negative online. But I think it's cool to be a geek now. It's cool to be into pop culture and be into.
Oh, for sure.
It's very much mainstream. So why not celebrate it, and why not have more of a positive take on what the stories that we want to see and the stories that we're trying to build.
Yeah.
And I personally, and I know the team at DC Comics News would love to see you fulfill your own persona as Batgirl. It would be amazing. It's very exciting. The prospect is very exciting.
So exciting. It's so nerve-wracking too, because I'm like, gosh, like I'm a small name,
We'll help you. We'll help you rise to the top. We're committed.
Thanks.
We're committed to the cause.
Thanks. And it's so hard. And then people are like, who is she? And I'm like, I remember. I know you don't know who I am, but I promise, I know how to act. I'm nice. Yeah.
Give her a chance. Chance.
Come on. And also, DC, like the website and stuff, they're hiring all type of fresh new faces. And I'm like,
absolutely. You'd be great as the character. You've got a great start. First of all, you look like her. So there's, want to cast an actor that an actor or an actress, however you like to refer to yourself as, we want to cast someone who we can draw parallels with, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we need fresh new faces to be able to pick up a new generation of fans as well. All the well-known Hollywood actors, they've had their time. They've done their films. They've got to pass the baton over to someone new. So we're right behind you, and I'm right behind you. So
thank you.
A question for me and for our fans: will you be at San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh my gosh! So,
please say yes, because I'll be there. Come on.
Gosh, that's so cool. Wait, okay, listen. I'm trying my hardest. I almost went to WonderCon, but I had to be on set, and I was like, "Are you kidding?" Because I got asked, like, a lot of people invited me to like their panels and stuff, and I was like, "Dude, that'd be so cool! Like, what the heck?"
Yeah.
I couldn't because I had to be on set, from a project. So I'm trying, but it's like it's so hard. And I don't live in San Diego. I live in Burbank. Yeah.
It's mixing it with scheduling commitments for work is always tough.
But you're going?
Yeah, so I'm going.
The new Joker movie coming out.
I watched that trailer the other day. At the start, I wasn't too sure, but the trailer was pretty good. Yeah, it was one DC film that didn't kind of resonate with me when I saw some of the pictures and so forth. But you can't judge a book by its cover. The trailer, I'm a sucker for a really good origin movie that really, when a director goes to the effort of building a link between the audience and a character, I love that. And this looks like one of those films.
It's dark.
Yeah. I love that dark, gritty tone to comic stories. And I loved Batman versus Superman and Zack Snyder kind of dark style. A lot of people obviously didn't like his style, but I really liked that way of telling the story. So, and look, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Saying, have an amazing weekend. You look like Barbara Gordon.
Thank you.
And we need to get you in a film. So
that would be the coolest thing.
Okay, bye.
Bye.